Hello, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number 90. It's Kourtney here with Scrapbook-N-Memories in Harrisonville, Missouri. So I'm going to give it just a moment so everybody can find us, because remember, we are on a new time. We are doing them at 5 o'clock Central now instead of 7 o'clock Central. So we're just going to give it a second for everybody to find us. Let me go find our comments. Let me recenter. I'm at the store in the video area, so I've got, well, let me just zoom in. Different area than we're used to. Okay, there we go. That looks great. So welcome everybody. Welcome. So this is Crafty Hour number 90. This is using the beautiful Clementine collection from Spellbinders. So in your Crafty Hour kit that you have, we put this together for you. So you guys are going to find the full pack of the beautiful 6x6 paper. You're going to have the beautiful pack of the die cut cardstock sentiments. And you're also going to have a full pack of the die cut cardstock ephemera. So full packs of everything. It has 2 of everything in there so we can create. Deanna split it in half and I split it in half. So you will have 2 of everything. That way you don't have to worry about using any duplicates. Now, both stores still have a couple of these kits still available. If you want to grab the Crafty Hour 90, just type in CH90 on our website and it will pop up and you guys will find that. I just wanted to show a couple other items that are add-ons while we're waiting for everybody kind of to find us. These are items that match and coordinate with the Rosy Clementine collection. And there is the butterfly and bow elements. These are the ones that are those beautiful little acetate embellishments. They do flatten if you want to put them on your cards and stuff. So there's that stunning piece. Also excuse me guys. Also part of this collection is the die cut clear stickers. And these are like PET tape stickers. So those are really fun. And match and coordinate this paper collection lovely. If you want to do more cards or scrapbook pages or things, those are a great addition. Then there is the chipboard elements that have all the fun words. There's little banners, there's hearts. There's great stuff in here for your scrapbook pages. And the nice thing about the Rosy Studio collections from Spellbinders is everything's super affordable. Like US pricing on most of this is $5.99. So really, really affordable for us. This one is the puffy stickers. Again, lots of great words. And then there's the chipboard frames and corners. So the chipboard frame and corners are great to put your photos in, but these also have the little decorative photo corners. But they also make cool shaker cards. So you could put acetate behind these, fill them with shakers, and you could make a shaker card also. So those are the add-on items that coordinate and match. We have these in stock. I'm sure Clipper Street has some of these too. So give them a call and they will get you taken care of if you didn't get an opportunity yet to grab those additional add-on items. Okay. I think the numbers have quit growing, so I think we're here, so we're going to get started. So this is the little card we're going to make. It's a fun little card. It could be like a little mini folio. It could be like a little brag book. It could be a card. It could be a lot of different things. The finished size of it is square. It is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to call it the Flip, Flap, Flop card. Okay, so it's going to open once, and then on this page we have these little pieces that you can slide in here, little journaling slips, little things on there. So we have like a little pocket. Then we're going to flap it. Okay, so our first one is our flip. This is our flap because it has a little flap. Here's a spot where you can put your journaling on there. There's another little, you can make, I didn't make this a pocket. I kind of just decorated it with my embellishments. You can make this a pocket also and have these pieces pull out. This is great because you could include photos in here too. So if you wanted it to be a little mini brag book, It could be a card. It could be kind of anything you wanted. But there's so many different little flips and flaps that you could add your photos and items on there too. Maybe you're doing a thank you card and you put some photos of the event that you did. I did this little piece here and I left it up. That way you can slide a photo or something in here. And then right here, and of course I didn't grab one, I meant to grab one. Right here in this little pocket area is where you could put like a gift card. So let's say you're doing a birthday card or a thank you card and you want to put a little gift card in here. Well, that's what you can do over here, guys, is you can put that little gift card in there. Okay. So what we're going to do first, your homework was very, very simple because I feel like we should do a lot of this with us because it's only an hour. So we just want to craft along. Was to grab white cardstock. So we are going to need 3 pieces of white cardstock to build our flip, flap, and our flop. Here's your measurements for all of those. So our first one is going to be our flip, which is our largest piece. That is going to be our outer piece. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat or something. It's so humid here. Okay, so our first piece of cardstock, we're going to cut it 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, our white cardstock. So 4 1/4. And then we're going to flip it and do 8 1/2. And this, I just use regular white cardstock, 65-pound. Doesn't have to be anything heavy. And then we're going to do 8 1/2 and cut it. And then we're going to score it. So we're on the long side and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So basically we're just scoring it in half. Don't cut it. Ooh, I almost said cut. We are scoring it in half. Okay. So that is our first piece. 4 1/4, 8 1/2, score it 4 1/4. So we're just making a square and folding it in half. Now I'm looking for my bone folder. Okay, and then I'll just take my bone folder. Like I said, we're going to fold it in half and score. And this will be our larger piece. So that's our larger one. Okay, our next one is going to be our flap. Our flap. So we're going to cut it at 4 inches. Again, I'm just using white cardstock. Mine has a dog print on it, but that's okay. So we're cutting it at 4. And then we're going to flip it and cut it at 8. Okay, so 4 by 8. We're cutting it. And then again, we're just going to score it in half. Okay, so we're going to score it at 4. So each one of these is going to make a little square. And each time it just starts getting a little bit smaller. And that's what's going to allow us to stack them inside of each other. And then I'll just take my bone folder, Teflon folder, and score it. So now you'll see we have 2. And you're going to see that that one fits right inside of that one. Just a little bit all the way around it. Each time we're getting a little bit smaller. Okay. Our last one's going to be our flop. Our flop. So we're going to do it at 3 3/4. 3 3/4. We're going to flip it and do 7 1/2. 7 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to do this in half also. And half is 3 3/4. And then we are done with the big trimmer, so we can just get that guy out of the way. And we're going to fold that guy in half also. And you've got it. He's going to be just a little bit smaller than the one before him. Okay. And if you guys want to do a screenshot, there's your measurements on there. But when you stack them, you're going to see that that gets smaller. Then that one's smaller. Then that one's smaller. Okay. They're just kind of like tunneling. Okay. So get those, and we're going to start assembling. So what we need to do first is we're going to take our biggest one. Okay, is everybody cut? Are we good? We're going to take our biggest one, and we're going to open it right in front of us. So this is the one that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, and we're just going to sit that right in front of us. Then we're going to find the flap, which is 4 by 8. Okay, 4 by 8. And we're going to open that one too. Okay, we're going to open it. And what's going to happen is this guy is going to go right on top of that guy. Okay, so we're going to glue it so it's going to bottom up. It's going to go bottom up. And I have my little corner that I'm going to put here to help assist me, because I'm not always the great at lining up. So you're going to have 1/8 all the way around the outside edge of it. Okay, so 1/8. So we're going to put glue. I'm just going to use liquid glue. The liquid glue is going to work. If you girls, we've been waiting for that Collall glue, the replacement for the Helmar 450. It arrived today, guys. So if you pre-ordered it, it'll be ready tomorrow for pickup, and or we will get you guys shipped out. So your score line is going right on the bottom, and we're going to line that in, and you're going to have 1/8 all the way around it. Okay, we're just using your little corner, lining it up, and you have 1/8 all the way around it. So now what we have is this piece. It's going to fold down just like this, and then it closes. Okay, everybody got that? I need to put a little bit more glue here on the corner. Sometimes I worry about putting too much glue because I don't want it squirting out. How are we doing? Are we good? Okay, so that is just going to fold up like that. Are we good? Okay, our last piece, you're going to see we've got the piece. It folds down. Our last piece now, we're going to flip it open. Okay, so see that? It's going to flop open. So our last one that we have is this little guy here. And the score line is going to now be on the right-hand side. Okay, your score line's on the right-hand side. So I'm going to put my corner here. I'm putting my 1/8 shim, my layer there, so I can make sure everything is centered. And then I'm going to put glue on the side that has the dog print on it. We'll glue that side down. And your score line is going to be on the right-hand side. Okay? So your score line is on the right-hand side. I'm going to line that in there, pull my layers out, and now I have it perfectly lined up at 1/8 all the way around it. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like this. So it will fold from the right to the left. It'll go bottom up, and then left to the right. And there you have your little flip flap flop card. Okay? All right, give me a thumbs up when you guys get that, because I don't want to lose anybody, and I want to make sure we're all together before we start cutting paper. Not sure if Facebook is showing me the comments. I haven't seen a new one in a while. Okay, so we're going to pull out this beautiful paper. Okay, I see some thumbs ups now. Thank you, guys. This beautiful paper from Clementine. And we're going to pull some paper out of here now. The first one we're going to pull, I see in the front, is this pink plaid. And when I go into design, what I usually do is I go through a paper pad and I pull out all my favorite pieces of papers. And I try to alternate, like big patterns, little patterns, varying colors, so they work. So our first one we're pulling out is the pink plaid, which was the second page. Then the third page is the blue with the little dots. We're going to pull that one out. Then we're going to skip this one. And then the next page is the one that has, I loved this one, the gold foiling with the little flowers. Okay, we're going to skip this one. We're going to pull out that wood grain. Of course, if you know me, I love wood grain. So we're going to pull out that wood grain. We're pulling out a lot of paper, guys. Okay, and then the one right after that, which is the collage one, we're going to pull out the collage. Okay, let me look and see if there's any others. I got the wood grain. I got the plaid. We got this pink one. We're going to pull that pink one out also. I love the little white bees, but I just couldn't make it work. Okay, so that pink one also. And I think that is all our papers. Let me just flip through and see if there's anything else that I know I used. But I think that is it. I loved that one. Oh, I love the trucks. That one was pretty. And I know you guys are in a gasp. I tried to use the truck on my little card, and I just couldn't find a place that it worked right. So I didn't use my little truck. I know, crazy. Okay, so we should have all those papers, okay? The first one we're going to start with is going to be our wood grain. And when we cut these off, we're going to save all the pieces because there's a lot of scraps, guys, that I came back to. I came back to a lot of scraps. So the wood grain, we're going to cut to be 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. So everything we cut here is going to be squared. Everything's going to be squared. So we're doing the wood at 4 1/8. So it's just a hair bigger than 4. Just a hair. And save these pieces we cut off, because we will come back to those. Just put them in a little discard pile. Okay, so that's our first one, 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And we're going to do another piece of paper exactly the same size. And it's going to be this gold, this one right here. And what we want to focus on is this piece right down here. This piece here is what we want to use and kind of focus on. Okay, so it's going to be the same size too, 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then put these in the discard pile and we'll come back to them. When you flip it, make sure you leave the pretty little flowers and the gold in that bottom corner. Do not cut that portion off. You want to have it just like this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I have my little book still open. This one that we have here is going to get glued to the top left square, and we're just going to glue that one down. And you're going to have a little bit of white showing all the way around the outside edge. It's like a 1/16 of an inch. Okay? That goes right on the outside edge. Then you're going to close it. So that's the front cover. And that's where your wood grain's going to go. Now, I like my wood grain to go side by side. If you want yours to go up and down, do it however you want. It is whatever is appealing to the eye. But I'm kind of a side-to-side girl with wood grain. How are you? Are you a side-by-side and up and down? I guess I like the short fat, because I think if you do lines up and down, it's tall and skinny. I like the short fat design. Okay, so you have wood grain on the outside, and you have your pretty flowers on the inside. Our next panel is going to be this one right here. And it's going to be the blue. and it is going to be 3 7/8. So each time we're getting a little bit smaller. 3 7/8. And it is going to be the blue that has these little specks on them. I don't know what to call this pattern. I'm sure it has a name. So we're just a hair under 4 inches. 3 7/8. Save the pieces you cut off because we are coming back to some of those. So 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And that piece is going to go right here inside of this piece. Now you will notice the white border is a little bit bigger because what we're doing is we're framing it inside of this little piece here that goes up. We're not actually putting it off because we have this little white lip here. I didn't want to go off that white lip and it dip down and be funny. So we're right inside just a hair of our flap that's there. And then again, we are going to glue that down flat. Okay. And I've still got my little card open. So we've got the front cover, the inside, the top. Then we're going to do this one. Again, we're going to be inside of that little piece that we cut. Inside of that little piece. And we're going to go with the collage one. I really like the collage. And we're going to be using this top corner, top left-hand corner. And it is going to be 3 5/8 squared. Okay, 3 5/8. So it is a hair bigger than 3 1/2. Hair bigger. Like I said, we're going to rotate it and keep that script. The script side is the side we want. And that piece should sit very nicely right inside of that with a little bit of white all the way around it. If yours doesn't have white all the way around it, then just shave a little bit more off, because I know when we start getting into the 1/8, kind of gets a little hairy on the trimming. Okay, there's that one. And then we're just going to keep moving over. We're going to do this little panel right here. And that is the pink one. This is the pink one that has the larger print on it. And it's going to be the same exact size we just did, the 3 5/8. 3 5/8. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay, so it's going to fit right inside of that little pink area, that little white area again. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that is the inside of our card so far. I just noticed I glued a wrong piece, but that is okay. We're going to find another piece of paper. I apparently used a scrap on the outside, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. We're going to close that down, and we've got our scrap here. I did the scraps on the inside. We're going to cut this 3 5/8 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 5/8. We're going to make a crease, but we will cover it, and you will never know it's even on there, because this is a great way to use your scraps. So we've closed the little door now. And we've closed in the door, and we're going to put our little 3 5/8 at the top. I just left it the width it was. And then we're going to take this other little piece and cut it 3 5/8 by, we're going to piece it, but we're going to cover that piece. We're going to say 1 1/4. 3 5/8 by 1 1/4. Oh, it's already 3 5/8. I'm going to do a hair larger than 1 1/4. And we're going to glue that right on there. And then our next piece that goes on there is going to cover that hole up, so we won't even notice that that's there. So just make sure it's equal at the bottom and the side. Do not worry about the overlapping. We're going to cover that. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot I paper pieced on the inside. Okay, so then we got that covered, that. We're going to close that. That's covered. We're going to fold this up, and now we got to cover this one. And we're going to do the pink plaid on that one. And it is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. For the pink plaid. So a hair smaller than 4. And that'll go on, and it'll have a little bit of white all the way around it. Okay, so I want to make sure everybody has their paper down, so give me a thumbs up once you guys get all of your paper down, and we'll go into decorating. So let me kind of close it. So the outside, you're going to have your wood grain, and then you're going to open it up, and we have the weeds and your pink plaid. Then we're going to fold it down, and you've got the pink that we pieced together and the blue. And then we're going to open it up, and we have the pink, and then we have the collage. Okay, so we're going to close that up, and the first thing we're going to do is dig in our scraps. And we're going to look for the wood grain that looks like this, okay? We are going to leave it this height. It is going to stay this height. So it is already, we're going to say 1 7/8. We're going to leave it that height. We're going to cut it the same width as this is. So 3 7/8. Okay? We're cutting it 3 7/8. So it's going to be the same width as the pink. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make like a little belly band with it so we can slide things in behind it. We're going to dig in our ephemera bucket. And we're going to find these hearts. You want to find the long border of hearts. Okay, once you find the long hearts, what we're going to do is we're going to glue them onto, we're just going to center it. And I found it was very nice that it centered the hearts right there on that wood grain. It just centered very nicely. And when I put it on, I kind of bring it down a little bit, not quite all the way to the top. I just bring it down a little bit. And we're going to glue that on flat. Okay? So I'm just going to put some liquid on the back side of the hearts. I'm going to come down a little bit. I don't quite want it in the center. I want it in the center left to right, but not the center top to bottom. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to glue that on. And then anything it's hanging over, we're just going to flip and snip. Okay, just flip and snip it. I did not use these little hearts anywhere, but you know what? Now that I flipped and snipped them, you could totally glue those back together and make a cute little multicolored heart. So I'm not going to throw them away this time. Last time I did. This time I'm not. Then we're going to put this on here and we're going to come up a little bit from the bottom. And when we put glue on it, we're going to flip it over and we're just going to put a strip of glue here on each side. We're going to leave the center open. That way it kind of works like a little belly band so you guys can tuck things in there. You can tuck little journaling spots, you can tuck photos, you can tuck ephemera, you can kind of tuck whatever you want into that little area. And we're just going to glue those pieces on right now. We'll come back later and look for the ephemera and put those on. But I just kind of wanted to put the little belly band on first. Okay. And then it's still open, so you can tuck some things under there. The next piece we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Open, open. And here I've got this little pocket. What we're going to do, excuse me, is grab a scrap piece of white paper. We have lots of pieces of white that we cut off here a minute ago. And we're going to make another little pocket thing. And this time it's going to fit a little gift card. Or you could put a photo in there too. It is going to be 2 by 3 3/4. 2 by 3 3/4. And that is just a scrap piece of white that we kind of had floating around here. Also, what I like to do is make a little like thumb pull so you can pull out your gift card or whatever you have. So we're just going to punch that with a circle punch. I just put on the supply list, a circle punch is like 1 1/4. Doesn't have to be exact, just something ish to make that little punch. We're also going to dig in our scrap pile of printed papers. Dig in there. And we're going to look for this piece. I love this piece that had a little bit of paint splotch on there. And we're just going to mat that on to that piece of white paper. Okay, so we're going to mat it on there. So we're going to leave it the width it already is. We're already going to leave it that width. And we're going to cut it down to 3 5/8. Okay, 3 5/8. And we're going to keep the gold in our measurements. See, nothing's going to waste. We are using every little scrap to build this little guy. That's the fun thing about this style albums. All your little scraps can be used. Okay, so we're going to put some liquid glue on the back side of that. And then we're just going to mat it. I kind of did it so it's equal around each side. Okay. And then you're going to take your circle punch and we're just eyeballing it. You're kind of going towards the center and you're going in a little bit and you're just going to punch it. Oh, that wasn't very deep. I'm going to go in again. I'm going to go in a little bit deeper. Okay, so now we've got like that little thumb part where you can pull a gift card out. And because we want to pull the gift card out, we're going to open our card. So we're opening it all the way up. And we're going to put it right here. And we're going to put glue on the top, the side, and the bottom. But not the front edge where we have that little pull. And I'm using liquid glue because anytime you do, I learned this trick taking some classes, anytime you do a little pocket or a little something that has something go in it and you're going to pull it out, they recommended using liquid glue. And the reason is it dries. And when it dries, it's not sticky anymore. If you use score tape or Suquang tape or red line tape, that's a dry adhesive and it's always sticky. So sometimes when you slide your stuff in there, it'll stick to it. So that's why, and it never dries. So that's kind of why they recommended us to use adhesive that dries. Okay, so we're going to close her up, close her up, close her up, and we're going to go to the outside cover. And we are going to pull ephemeras. Now, at this point, guys, you can leave it the way, you can decorate it the way it is with the ephemera, or you can put this grid on here. I'll pull out the ephemera first so we can all pull that together, and then we'll go, and then I'll talk about the grid. The grid was on there for homework, so you may or may not have done that. And it was also optional because you can totally do just on the back of that the way you're doing it. But I thought it'd be kind of cute to dress it up a little bit and put that behind it. Now, you totally do not have to have that piece. It was 100% optional. I just wanted to add a little something extra to the background. So the pieces we're looking for, we've got a blue turquoise tag. We've got the like little film reel thing. I'm going to punch the holes out. You've got the postage stamp. We've got the bingo card. Then we're going to look for a blue fern, an arrow, and a camera. And at any point you guys want to use different ephemera, please feel free to use different ephemera. There's a ton in this box. I always like to take mine and I just dump them in a big box. Oh, there's my blue fern right there. And then that way I can just dig through them and find. Okay, so I think we have all our pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have Oh Happy Day. Oh, happy day. And I might just leave the word off on mine for now because maybe I want it to say a different word. Because I do still need to die cut my shape. And like I said, I had it as homework for you guys to die cut that shape first. If you did it, great. If not, you don't have to have the die cut. I just thought it looked like another great, happy day right there. Another great layer. So the die cut I use is this one by Craft Addiction. It is called, oops, I don't have it on there. I think it's called Square Lattice. It's one of the new ones that just came out. It's got 2 different sizes in it. I used the larger of the 2 on here, and I'm just going to grab some white cardstock, and I'm just going to chunk it off, and then I'm going to die cut it because I did not do my homework. Okay, so while you guys are still digging ephemera, if you're still looking for the same ephemera pieces, I'm going to take this to my die cutter and just cut it out really quick. I forgot about all the holes you gotta punch out. Okay, it's going to be covered, so I'm not punching all those out. So what we're going to have to do is cut it down a little bit. And what I did is I kind of went right on the inside of the stitching. And I cut mine down to 4 by 4 because I have a little bit of wood grain all the way around the outside of it. So I just went like very lightly inside of that stitching. If you don't have this little nesting die, it is fine. It's going to look fabulous without it. I just thought it gave it a little extra something. How are we doing on time? Ooh. Okay. I don't know what I did there. It like shifted in my trimmer. Okay, I'm just going to put some liquid adhesive and glue that down. How's everybody doing? Are we doing good? Are we crafting along? Are we just watching? I know we have a different time change. So some people might be tuning in at 7 and going, where's the video? This way I don't have the dogs randomly running around the house, growling at each other. Go to my video closet. Like I said, this die is by Craft Addiction. It's from the latest release. It is called Lattice. And I think it comes in circles, squares. I think there was rectangles, arches. There's a lot of different pretty designs. And I'm just using my fine line glue just to kind of go down it, and we're just going to spot check it here and there. We do have more of the glue presses on the way. I didn't realize we were out of them until we had a customer come in looking for them. And I'm like, yeah, they're right here. No, they're not. We're sold out. So more are on the way, along with the original Misties. We have more of those on the way too. Oh, great. Kathy is crafting along. Okay, so I went ahead and put the lattice on there. Like I said, you don't have to do the lattice if you don't want. It is 100% optional. And then we're going to do, we're going to kind of build a cluster. We're going to put some little foam tapes on things, and we're going to build a cluster. I'm going to use what I call the 54 foam tape. So that's the one that's a little bit higher. And my first item I'm going to grab is my tag. Okay. And I'm going to take my tag. Ooh, using the checkerboard craft addiction die. I bet that one's pretty too, Kathy. And I kind of want to just tuck these pieces in and about. So we're going to put foam tape on the back of our tag. Like I said, I'm using the 54, which is the taller one. And before we put it on, I forgot I did some jute too, because this card was a little bit bigger, I wanted it to tie shut, just to kind of hold it shut. So I'm just using my black jute that was on the supply list or homework list. And I'm just going to take my black jute and I'm going to go right through the center. And I'm just going to tie a pretty little bow. And of course, I cannot tie anything with these nails. That has become a challenge. Oh, not too bad. I'm going to put my bow on first. And like I said, I'm just using my black jute. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the embellishments over the top. So when your card is open, you don't lose your jute. It's still attached. See how it's still on there? Okay, so we've got our jute on there. We're going to take our tag and just kind of lay it in at an angle. Just like that. Okay, just kind of clustering it. Then we're going to take that little movie thing, little movie guy. And we're going to kind of tuck him in behind. And you know what? I'm going to cut off the bottom portion of it because we're not even going to see it. Okay, and it's just going to get tucked right in there. And I'm going to put foam on the back side of it too. So I'm still using that higher foam tape, the 54. And we're going to tuck it in behind that tag. Kind of playing peekaboo a little bit. Little peekaboo. Then we're going to put our bingo card on. And again, we're just kind of layering it in. So I'm just going to put my foam tape right there. So that way I know exactly where to put it without it interfering with something else. And we're just going to put the bingo card on top. I'm obsessed with bingo cards. I don't know about you guys, but I love bingo cards. Okay. Then we've got the arrow, which kind of nicely just goes across everything, kind of side to side. And I'm going to put foam tape right on the corner of it, right on the arrow part, the pointy part. And the rest of it is going to get liquid because it's pretty much just going to sit right on top of those layers. Okay. So it's just getting foam on the arrow, the pointy part, and then the rest of it is just going to get liquid. Make sure that's out of the way. I don't want to glue down my piece. Okay, there we go. Then we've got our little fern, which is going to kind of lay in there, and then also our camera. Did I put him flat? Nope. That's going to lay in here too. Now the camera and the fern, I put the lower foam tape. So I just did the, I call it the 108. It's not as big, not as tall. I'm going to put that on the back side of those. And then we're just going to cluster those on also. Okay, kind of put that in, lay in like that. The camera at an angle, like that. We have somewhere our Oh Happy Day. I'm going to put liquid here, a little foam tape there, because remember it's lifted up off of these layers of foam tape. In fact, I might have to put, I'm going to put the taller, just a little sliver of the taller. And then I'm going to put liquid behind the, oh, happy day. And just kind of layer it in like that. Okay, then we have the postage stamps, and you're going to cut out one, whichever one you want, whatever one you like. They were not really perforated or cut, so we're just going to cut one off. And then I just kind of folded it a little bit, kind of foof it. We're going to put a little bit of liquid on it, and then we're just going to hide it, kind of peekaboo it there behind the camera. So a little bit of liquid on that. Just like that. Okay, so that is the outside. That's the outside. We're going to open up the first flap, and the first page is really simple. We're just adding a butterfly. I felt like this page was beautiful and it didn't need a lot. So in your ephemera, I think there was 4 of this one. I really liked this one. It's got the little butterfly with the gold. You're just going to pull that guy out. We're going to kind of fluff him a little bit. And then we are just putting liquid right on his belly. That's it. And then we're just going to stick him on. Easy peasy. Okay, then we're going to dig for some more ephemera. We're going to dig for this pink piece. We're going to dig for the postcard. Am I on the screen? We're going to dig for this tag that has the birds on it. And then we're going to dig for a sweetest days are the ones that celebrate you. Little sentiment. Okay. And these guys just go in the pocket. So you got your postcard. It's just going to go in the pocket. And again, you can put photos on these. You can put journaling spots on them. That next pink tag just goes in there like that. Your little birdie tag just goes on top of there. And then we're looking for the sweetest days are the ones that celebrate you sentiment. I really wanted to use that little truck, but I just couldn't find anywhere that he fit. He just didn't work in on my card, unfortunately. So can't wait to see what you guys use that little truck for. And if you're joining us and you haven't grabbed one yet, this is Crafty Hour number 90, using the Spellbinders Clementine collection. And you can contact Scrapbook-N-Memories or Clipper Street in Canada to grab a kit. Both stores still have a few of them available. Well, I apparently lost my sentiment, so I might just skip the sentiment. Because we have about 7 minutes. Kind of like simple things. That one's kind of cute too. Keep finding the same one over and over. It could possibly be on my floor of my craft room, because I can't tell you how many times I accidentally in the last 2 weeks have knocked this bucket off of my craft table onto the floor and had a 100-piece pickup, and it might still be on my floor. gives you guys a chance to catch up if you're behind. Okay, I'm going to skip that one because I think I lost mine. But there's your pocket. There's your pocket. If you find your sentiment, you're going to put the sweetest days are ones that celebrate you. Then we're going to fold down. We're going to fold down. And on the outside, let me fold it up. We're looking for your hello. We're looking for a black and white butterfly. We're looking for collecting good moments. We're looking for this pink one that has a number 2 on it. A cream one that has a number 3 on it. The wood chunk. I just love the wood chunk. The wood piece. I decided to matte the hello because I felt like it was a little... it didn't stand out against the paper. So remember, we have that wood grain left. And what I did is I glued the wood grain on. So I have a little bit of wood at the top, a little bit of wood at the bottom. And then we're just going to chop it off. So we're just going to eyeball it. We're going to glue the hello onto that scrap piece of wood grain that we got. So we have a little bit showing at the top. We're going to put it in our trimmer. And I'm just going to chop it off all the way to the white. And then I'm just going to eyeball it. And have a little strip of wood grain. All of these pieces are going to get glued down flat. And we're just going to kind of cluster them. When we're doing the pieces on the inside, you want them to be flat because if you get too much bulk, it won't close. You want it to close. Okay, so then we're going to put our wood grain, our little wood piece in there. Kind of peeky-boo it. You could just put glue on the side of this and make it a little pocket also, kind of like we did before, and slide pieces in it. And this is where we're going to hide that, where we piece the papers together. You'll never know that we pieced them. And then we've got our 2 little tickets that we're going to slide in there. And again, we're just going to overlap those. And just everything has liquid on it. If you get too many pops in here, it's won't close. But that's kind of why I added the little jute on there to close it also, just in case. It kind of helps close it. We got the little butterfly. We're going to floof it. Okay, so there is that little pocket. The top portion, we're looking for this little piece. We're looking for the flowers. Oops, and we're looking for a bow. This I thought would be a great spot to put journaling. Makes a great journaling spot. So you can put your salutations on there, your happy birthday, your thank you. Kind of put whatever you want on that. I loved this little bow. Oops, that's crooked. And I wanted to work it in somewhere. So I thought it just fit nicely kind of there on the top. Make sure to stay away from the creases. That way your cards will close. And then the cute little flowers. We are going to go over just a hair, but I think we'll be okay. When you put your flower on, make sure you come up so you're not in the crease. Okay. Okay, and then we got to open our flap. We're almost there. Okay, and this guy, we're looking for the circle, a flower. I did well loved, and I also did a little butterfly. Now on mine, I didn't glue it down all because I thought it'd be cute to slide a photo into here. So I only put adhesive kind of in the corner area. That way we can still lift it up and put a photo or something in there. And we'll glue the flower down. Again, make sure your card closes. Then we have the little well loved. Your little butterfly. Another piece that I thought was super cute was this bow. I just love this bow. I thought it looked very realistic, very natural. So we're going to put that along the edge over here. Loved this little bow. And then that little explorer kind of got covered up, so I'm like, I got to put something there. I still had some postage stamps, so pick a postage stamp, whatever postage stamp you want. Just going to kind of snip it off. And I put that little postage stamp there just to kind of cover those words. Okay, so let me close it down, and then I'll kind of walk you through it and make sure everybody's got. There's our outside edge. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for joining Crafty Hours 90. We so much appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate the support and you purchasing the Crafty Hour kits from us. This what makes us able to do this twice a month for you guys. We hope you enjoy crafting along an hour with me, crafting along an hour with Deanna, and we truly, truly do appreciate you guys. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific, we will go live with the next Crafty Hour. We kind of already sneaky peekied it a little bit and showed you it's going to be kind of a wintry Christmas theme. So we're going to hit Christmas in July. And there is going to be some great add-ons of stamps and dies and papers that coordinate and match this. So make sure you tune in for the live reveal tomorrow. And then we will be on there plugging the links. And then that way you can purchase directly from the links during the live. We'll have one for Clipper Street for Canada and then for Scrapbook-N-Memories for the US. And these items are in stock now, guys, so they will be ready for pickup pretty much immediately, and or shipping, we will get them out. So here's that little belly band. It has those little pockets in there. Then we're going to flip it down. You've got your spot to put your little journaling or your salutations. You're going to flip it again. You have a spot that you can put some photos. And then here you can do your little gift card on there. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget, this will be on Facebook for replay for 30 days. But then Facebook deletes it. So we will get it downloaded to our YouTube channel, where you will find the 89 other Crafty Hours that we've done too. So you can jump over there and grab those now. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. Have a fabulous night. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye.